In a world full of movie podcasts, here is one more. Welcome to Defend Your Movie with Sean Donnelly
and Andrew Fiore.
The time has come again. The champion must stand. It can only be one of us. Victoria! So stand up in that, my friend. There's a title you must defend. Shut it on and on. Bring it to me. Defend your movie.
Hello there, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Defend Your Movie. I am one of your hosts, Sean Donnelly, joined here by my very lovable co-host, Andy Fiore, everybody.
Don't take this the wrong way, but that's the only adjective you say every week. You just said lovable.
No, that's not true. I said, a couple times I said large person.
The very hairy?
The very hairy, the very, is it always lovable? The very funny, the very...
You seem to open with lovable a lot. But I'll take it. It's just a little variety every now and then.
Most people would be appreciative of that, but I guess
I am.
You have some kind of issue. You know what I tell you?
No, I don't.
I think I've mixed it up. I think I definitely mixed it up.
I'll go back and listen.
Oh, good. Why don't you hold me to that? Why don't you introduce our guest, lovable Andy?
All right. Well, our guest is the very beautiful, the very intelligent, the very funny, the very
very gassy.
Very gassy.
Whenever somebody calls me beautiful, I burp.
I was trying to do the opposite of Sean and fill as many check boxes.
You said lovable. See?
It's Rosebud Baker, everybody.
Oh!
Hey, everybody. I'm dying of lung disease.
You're not dying of lung disease,
I'm
dude.
probably going to die of lung disease.
Are you a real hypochondriac like that?
No, but I just keep reading these articles about vapors dying.
Yeah, but that's like the worst case scenario.
Well, two vapors have died.
How much? Okay, let me ask you this. How much do you vape? How much do you vape?
How much? Have you ever seen it out of my hand?
No, that is true.
Yeah, so
But
that's how much.
I think that it, I don't know what to tell you.
You went completely silent on that one. You're like, well, given that, I can't comfort you.
It's definitely healthier not to do it.
You are probably going to die.
It's healthier not to do it.
Yeah, it is healthier not to do it. But it's my one thing. I have one thing.
Your one vice is vaping.
Yeah.
Now, so what are you going to do? You're going to quit?
I don't know. I'm not ready.
It's hard. I think it's harder.
Well, I was going to say you've had a good run, but nobody knows how fucking old you are.
Yeah, that's true.
You had a good run. That's funny. You're asking the question. You've had a good run?
You had a good run? Yeah, I mean, I'm 12 years old, so it's been a good run. Yep.
Right, Rosebud doesn't tell anybody how old she is. That was the inside joke.
Which I wholeheartely agree with. The way that show business is,
I haven't told anybody how old I am since I turned 25, and I was an actor then, and now I'm a comic, and I still won't tell anybody because this business is so fucking ageist. It's crazy.
It really is.
How many years into comedy are you?
I'm not gonna. You're tricking me. I know the tricks too.
Well, because
people will make cultural references trying to figure out, and I'll just be silent.
Hey, remember Abbott and Costello?
I'm like, I know exactly what you're doing. I'm not fucking playing.
Now the movie Hocus Pocus. You were in high school.
What movie is that? I'm not sure what movie that is.
She's like, I only know Ariana Grande.
That's it. Yeah, was she in that?
Well, welcome to the podcast.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for doing this. And you had a great list. We were trying to. Now the way we do it is we team up movies against each other, and you sent me a really good list of your top three of what came to mind.
Yeah.
When I asked you, but one of them we already did in a matchup, and then But one of them we're going to use as far as today's matchup, but we won't divulge that yet. First, let's do
two of them.
What?
We're going to use two of them.
We're using two two of them. Yeah. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
No, we're not. Yes, we are.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. Well, sorry, I'm an
Glad
idiot.
you guys have it together.
I know, that's how
This one did start a
organized
little
this
loopy.
podcast.
This
It
is
did
great.
kind of start a little loopy.
Loopy. That's my fault. I jumped down your throat. I want to apologize for
Well,
that.
guess what? Guess who
Yeah,
went...
you proved yourself not to be lovable.
Yeah,
I know. I was just like,
Guess who went from being from lovable to likable for the next one?
At least you got what you wanted.
No, because the podcast always starts like, do you want to start? Do you want to start? Next week it's going to be, I'll start. No, I'll just start it.
I got it.
The very tolerable Andy.
My co-host, Andrew Fiore.
He's acceptable.
It's so funny. Like I'm totally kidding, but when I'll host shows all the time, and if the audience sucks, like I'll take a dig at them at the end of the show because it's like a little bit of revenge for me. Like I do the Bill Burr thing of like last night at the cellar they were terrible the whole show, and then at the end of the show I go, all right man, you guys hung out, you were here, all right,
You guys were an audience.
You guys were an audience.
I always say you guys have been who you are.
Yes,
And
that's a good one too.
Like I'm just like, you've been exactly who you are.
Oh, I have too much
Fucking
self-esteem.
assholes.
Thanks a lot, everybody. You guys were great.
Yeah, no, I don't. While it was going on, I was like, you guys are awesome. And then at the end, I was come to think of it, you suck. But I used to do a thing where I would just go, you guys stink. Like, but I always thought people thought I was too goofy to take me seriously. But then I realized, like, people they take you seriously, like, big time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
About if you say, you guys are terrible, like, it's
They'll
supposed
come
to
up
be.
after the show and they'll be like, I'm really sorry they'll apologize.
Yeah, and it's like I was kidding around. I was trying to break the ice. I know it's comedy show is weird. You're trying to loosen them up, kind of thing. It's like, I was joking. Like I'm being stupid. You know. Well, at one point during there was past two nights. It was two bad audiences. They were just like tight in the beginning, and they get better.
Starting to get the feeling the problems.
It might be
Sean
me.
over
Might be
here.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was one guy in the audience, and I go, what's your name? And he said, Sean. I'm like, oh, that's my name. And then I go, and he was an Asian guy, and I go, Irish? And nobody laughed. And that was a dumb joke, but I thought it was stupid funny. It's great. It's great.
I was doubled over.
And I go, this is how I know you guys suck. Because that was a dumb joke.
Right.
And you're too uptight to laugh at that.
Yeah.
And then they were like, they laughed at that. They laughed whatever. Like, it was so stupid.
Oh, what are you going to do?
I don't know. Quit?
Well, don't do that.
I'm going to quit. I'm getting a job at UPS.
Just, work to the movies.
UPS.
Yeah, I'm getting a job at the Long Island Railroad. That's my fallback. It's good money.
I helped a guy who he dropped his packages from UPS today on my way here, and I picked up his package, I put it back on his little cart, and I was like, I'm a fucking hero. It felt so fucking good.
I'm guessing it was a small package.
It was small.
Yeah.
But I picked it up, and it wasn't my problem.
If it was a fridge, you would have been like, see ya.
I would have walked right past it. Honestly, if it was 2 pounds heavier, I would have been gone.
You're on your own, pal.
That seems doable.
You guys both watched movies this week.
I did.
What did you watch there, Andy?
Rosebud, you're a guest.
Oh, you can start off, Rosebud, yeah.
I rewatched 2 movies this week. I watched Blue Jasmine, and I watched... Great movie.
Never seen Blue Jasmine. Oh, no, of course I have. That's Woody Allen.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know who's great in it? Andrew Dice Clay.
Really
good in it. Yeah, he's really good in it.
And so is Kate Blanchett's unbelievable.
Kate Blanchett is like fucking
Did she win for that? I think she did.
I think so.
She did.
Yeah. And then I watched Her.
Her I love.
I love that movie too.
It's great.
Both movies I've seen once.
Her wasn't as... I was waiting to watch Her because I thought it was going to be brutally sad and then like really depressing.
Yeah.
And Her wasn't as sad as I thought it would be.
No, it's actually at the end it gets better, but it made me think. You know what I like about that movie is it talks about, or it addresses what happens in a relationship when one person shuts down and how the relationship just plateaus.
Yeah.
Right.
And how that's like the death of every fucking relationship. Every single relationship from the beginning of time. Like when one person just goes, oh, I'm going through something, I don't want to share about it. That's when they just everything just fucking dies.
Right, but it's like done with technology, which was so funny.
Yeah.
But one of the funniest parts in the movie is when she goes, oh, hold on, sorry, and like she's like preoccupied. He goes, wait, are you talking to other people? And she goes, yeah. And he goes, how many? She goes, I don't want to. He goes, how many? And he goes, 5,714. But here's the thing, though. Like the reason why that movie is so great. Like I know I don't want to co-opt your review of Her, but like The reason why it's so great is because that's the theory of that's actually going to happen.
Yeah.
That when the machines are just going to leave us, we'll have like the basic bitch technology left over. But when AI gets too smart, they're gone. You won't know where. Like we're going to be too dumb for them.
Yeah.
Where
It'll be
go?
like they won't be. They'll just be going and doing and building other things. I don't know.
That's okay.
They'll run the planet, I guess.
Yeah.
But that was the whole theory, is that when we have AI that's too smart for us, it'll be able to learn. It'll be able to teach each other or learn on its own. So it'll get smarter and faster and quicker and more proficient than us. That's why when you have...
I don't know about that. Like, it takes... I think about that. I'm like, it's going to take so fucking long for that to happen. Because my Spotify still doesn't know my fucking taste.
Well, that's what you're allowed to use right now. But there's stuff that's out there that's way beyond Spotify.
Yeah, I guess.
And Spotify, I love Discover Weekly. They do nail it. Like, I don't know,
I've gotten
20% of the time.
Discover Weekly, yeah.
I've gotten some bad ones, but a lot of the time I'm like, oh, this is a cool song I never heard before.
I've been using this for like 5 years. How the fuck do you guys even miss? What are you doing?
Well, yeah, but
that's what you're designed to know my taste. I'm telling you every day.
But it could be a thing where they're trying to introduce new shit.
I don't want new shit. I
kind of like the idea of it. But here's the thing, though. But I mean, the way the technology is that they have. What they actually have going on in those labs is way far. Like they have a Spotify that would just nail every song. You love every song that it is. They have that now somewhere else. Another app that you don't even know about. I bet you has that.
Well,
you know
I don't know why they would have it and not be making money off of it if they have it.
I'm saying like that's how advanced
they can be. They're just
keeping
it secret. They're like, we have the perfect Spotify.
Well, that's why they don't. That's why
we're just going to keep this for us.
They don't license. You know how they have like the car maker robots and all that stuff.
Yeah,
they're not licensing that out like crazy because they're afraid. I think they're afraid of what would happen.
Well, yeah, that's a car.
I know that, and then it has limbs and stuff and does shit.
Yeah,
but I think overall, I think they. I think there's much more. That's the theory. Well, I'm not going to say the UFO stuff again, but like, that's the theory is like there's a theory out there that like there's a whole contingent of the military or of the technology sector that is like so far ahead in the future, and we're not even privy to any of it because either for military applications or for whatever else.
Yeah,
whatever it is. I don't know what's true, but I know the movie like kind of tackles that because she just radio silence one day.
Yeah,
she is gone.
Yeah,
which I guess I just ruined the movie for people.
It was the first ghost technologically.
But I'll tell you what's so great about also the movie is they talk about, man, like, I think they might have done this on purpose, like, and really worked a lot on this. Deciding what the future was going to be, like as far as the look and the feel, and like they just slightly and gingerly introduced, like how it would go. Like they didn't make it like we're all in silver suits. Like they made it like, hey, everything's almost the same. Except
that was almost the reason for I didn't watch the movie. Joaquin Phoenix had that like almost too pedophile look to him.
Well, that's
that
like
mustache and like slacks.
Yeah,
that's like the hipstery Spike Jonze.
But it was like you could see he was like desperately okay. So he had a wife, and the wife died, and he was like in that place where you are like you get out of a really long real relationship and you're so lonely, but you also don't even know how to begin to connect with somebody new because you're like everything feels like superficial compared to that.
Yeah.
So there's that aspect of it too. I just thought it captured like just those little feelings, those like that you can't really put a finger on.
Yeah, sure. The subtleties of relationships.
Like it captured the depression of breaking up. Or the depression of his. They captured his depression pretty accurately.
Well. Yeah. And it's like I could see why it's so much easier. Why it would be easier to connect to a voice than an actual person, like somebody that you can't actually touch. Right. Because when you can't touch them, it's like nothing's really at risk. So he felt safer going into that than something that was like real.
And also it's a likable voice that's designed to kind of, and not like it's some kind of like a genie slave thing, but it's like a likable voice that's there to like kind of agree with your sentiments and like get along with you, and it's your operating system. So the company that designed it in the movie is designing it so that you were.
I didn't even look at it as like when I saw it as I didn't see it as like a movie about technology at all.
Well, I'm just saying that's the basis of it. The whole basis of it is like, oh, they have. The interesting part about it is when he first starts having the relationship with her, it's this taboo thing in the movie. But as the movie progresses, he meets other people that are like, oh yeah, I've been dating my like it's like more it's more accepted, I guess.
Yeah.
But they don't reveal that to you until later on in the movie. There's something wrong about that. Unless I just didn't pick it up on it.
Sounds
but,
right. It's been a while for me.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't watched it in a while, right? But like, yeah, there's like down the line where it's funny, where it's like, yeah, there's weirder things that have happened that people die. Like if you get an operating system that's with it, that with it, and that sentient, exactly. That I can see there's people like dating their operating system. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Absolutely. So it's like believable. It is about technology because it's about our relationship with it.
Yeah.
And how it's gonna,
That's it. Once you implant that technology in sex dolls, forget it.
Oh my God. Right. Exactly. That's. Oh my God. There's people will not. They'll just be off in a cave somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
With their sex dolls. So, but I thought it was. I loved it. I thought it was great. It's not Kaufman, right? Is it Kaufman? It's not Kaufman.
It's Spike Jonze.
Spike Jonze. Did he write it or
I don't know.
I don't think
Charlie
so.
Kaufman did not write it. I don't know who did, but I know Charlie Kaufman did not.
Yeah.
I watched a movie, a little independent movie, little one act. Rushmore. I watched Sword of Trust.
Sword of Trust?
Has Mark Maron, Jillian Bell, Mikhail Watkins, and I want to say his name's John Bass. You've seen him and stuff. Like, great, funny actor. And it was a weird plot. Mark Maron is kind of a loner kind of guy. Shocking. But he plays a pawn shop owner in, like, Alabama. And he's got his assistant, and the lesbian couple comes in. One of the women inherited a sword. It's called a prover item, and the background story is meant to prove that the South won the Civil War. And apparently there's this like big underground culture where like these items are very valuable. People like to buy these souvenir kind of things.
Oh, really?
You watched a white power movie.
No, not at all. Not at all. So they're obviously...
and it's like, it was more of an instructional video?
So, but yeah, they're all...
You could sign up at the end? Weird.
It came with pamphlets? It was weird.
Just landed in my mailbox one day. Mark Maron's in it. Okay.
So yeah, it's basically about them trying to just make as much money off, because they're obviously like, and everybody's obviously like the Confederates didn't win, the South didn't win the Civil War,
right?
But if they can make as much money as possible off, these idiot collectors who want to buy this stuff, why not? So they kind of team up. It was a really enjoyable movie. Mark Maron did like the guitar music, he did the score for it, and if you like, it was super fun. Dry, sarcastic Maron humor, and like we were talking about Jillian Bell last week, she's just so funny and like really great, subtle comedic actress.
She's
like
awesome.
with her nods and her looks, like
she's amazing.
So worth a watch. I enjoyed it.
There's no way she didn't try out for SNL, right? There's got to be.
She was a writer for a while.
Oh, was she really?
Yes.
How was she not on the show?
Good question.
She should be a household name, I think.
I have a feeling it might have been one of those things where she was a writer for a while.
Like, she was in Apatow's movie. Isn't she in Love? Is that the girl? Jillian?
No, that's
she's from
Gillian Jacobs.
Oh, okay.
Gillian Jacobs, yeah.
Okay.
No, this is the one that's in 22 Jump Street. She used to be in Workaholics, right? Am I?
Yeah, Workaholics.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I have a feeling
she's been in a bunch of. And then she had her own show on Comedy Central. She's been in a couple different movies.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like who knows what SNL's doing over there? When you hear about all the people they didn't take, what I mean? I have a feeling she was a writer for a while and then maybe got an offer to do something
else. She's so damn funny. It's insane.
And then, not to spark your hypochondrianism.
Well, I'm already coughing, so.
Yeah.
Last night I was watching Outbreak again.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that'll make you really run and wash your hands.
God,
now, here's the thing, though. I think we might talked about this before. As far as Outbreak movies go, after all the other ones came out, how does it match up to the other, like, doomsday scenario?
The only
movies?
other one I really liked, I can't remember the name. Was
Contagion.
Was that Gwyneth
Chernobyl
Paltrow.
fucked me up.
Yeah.
Contagion.
Chernobyl's another one.
Oh, I didn't see Chernobyl.
That actually happened.
I was like, there's cancer in the air. I can't leave my apartment.
That's real. That's
This is
not fictional.
I was like, this happened 10 years ago, basically.
In Russia.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't 10 years ago.
Basically.
No, not basically.
Yeah, it is basically.
As you vape your pen.
Because listen, as you're watching it, it's like, oh, this is going to last for billions of years, and
In
all of
Russia.
a sudden, and like everyone's dying of cancer. So I was like, there's cancer everywhere. There's no. Why would I leave?
Well, it's great to have our guest Rosebud here. No, but there's more of those movies came out. Like, what was the other one that came out? It was like Contagion.
Well, the
Maybe it was just
Outbreak was
Contagion.
like, I think the first big one. It was mid 90s.
Well,
maybe.
yeah, Dustin Hoffman. It was
Yeah.
like a big blockbuster one, but Contagion to me seemed more realistic.
Yes.
Like they do, like I think it was Soderbergh too. Was it Soderbergh?
That sounds right.
Yeah, and it was like real subtle, and like it's like, oh shit, that could definitely freaking happen.
Right.
And that's what they do when something like when there's a new sickness that happens. That's why they try to shut down all the travel or as much as they can.
Right.
Because immediately, like I don't know, a whole planes of people with the thing just go everywhere. Like
Yeah.
immediately, there's thousands of people that are just. But the thing about it, that's why it's good you have the CDC and you have all these people that are like, hey, we're keeping an eye on it for you to make sure it doesn't go nuts.
So but I was going to say the point of it is I couldn't. When I watched it as a teenager, I remember liking the movie, and it's a good movie, but at 40 years old, I was like, I can't watch that without getting the most anxiety, even though I know it's going to be fun, it's just a movie. It's like, you ever watch a sports game, like a Super Bowl, where it comes down to the last play?
Yeah.
And like, even though you know the outcome, you're like, oh, I hope he catches it. It's like, you're still rooting. You're like, oh my God, they won on the last play. It was that same kind of feeling where like, oh my God, if he cuts that and he gets infected with the needle, even though I know it's not going to happen, it brought that out of me. And I had to turn the channel. I had to turn it off.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't watch it anymore.
Oh my God.
Because it's like all these cases of like one guy, he gets a hole in his suit and then he's in the room and it's airborne at that point. And you're like, Gah! I just freaked out. I couldn't handle it.
Do you think that'll happen in real life at some point?
I think it could.
I think it easily could.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know.
You just got finished
Rosebud's got
saying.
her fingers crossed over the Jules
Well,
the conspiracy
listen,
over here.
Chernobyl actually happened.
Yeah, that's a very real thing.
But so did the bubonic plague happen as well.
Yeah, I know.
The plague's still around.
What do you mean the plague's still around?
The plague is still around.
No, it's not.
Yes, there it is. It was found
Not
in
the way
prairie
it
dogs
was.
in Colorado.
Not the way it was, though.
Not the bubonic plague, but I just read an article about this.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, so they found
In prairie dogs.
what remnants of the
plague.
sickness? But why were they walking around?
Yeah, but
Just
you're more
It
likely-
traced it from, they were
Listen,
trading from the fleas.
You're more likely, statistically, to die of a heroin overdose than you are to die of the bubonic plague.
Sure. But I'm just saying,
It's tough to say.
But it could
Bubonic
happen.
plague.
It's like one of those big things that could happen.
Should we be
Yeah.
rolling the dice on heroin, Shawnee?
I think we should be trying it out. Apparently,
like those odds.
The market's great right now. It's very cheap.
It's a real boom.
Real heroin boom.
Yeah.
Nobody wants opioids. They're taking them off the shelves. It's all about the heroin. But I think that easily, because one of those things where, especially because you have all this stuff where you have like drug resistant forms of all these illnesses that happen, that you can start having like when they put the pesticides out and all that could just be more and more resistant as well.
Well, I think like anything else, like technology is going to get so advanced. I think diseases are also going to get more advanced, but I think the way we combat is also going to get more advanced. So yes, I can see stuff like that happening. I also think we are smart enough to fight it, and I do think we can catch stuff quicker now because we're smarter and we know what to do more efficiently. So,
or we'll just find an exoplanet that we can travel to.
oh, like Interstellar?
Yeah,
they just find
That's a
another
real
planet
thing.
to inhabit.
Yeah, they have
Inhabit.
Well, they finding thousands of them by the day. They just found out that the universe is way bigger than they thought it even was. So you know how you hear about the universe is infinite, like it's like
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's bigger than that.
Yeah.
it's like they were like, oh no, we were wrong. There's way more galaxies. There's way more stars, and there's way more.
That's
You've
why
seen
I
it.
go like. That's why whenever I think about like the fifth dimensional reality, where like there's parallel existences that we could
Yeah.
be living in at the same time, and like death
String
isn't
theory and all
illusion.
that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, no, that fully fucking checks out to me,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. I think it's for real. I think it's actually
Yeah.
happening. I think a lot of the weird things that happen on this planet might chalk it up to that. It might be
Yeah.
might be
I was thinking
interdimensional
about it.
stuff.
I was thinking about it because I was like, there's and maybe this is a good segue for the. I don't know what your
make it,
is, but like it makes me think of like Eternal Sunshine a little bit because it is. Like, you know how they're kind of living on different existences and different planes at the same time?
Yeah.
And they kind of exist in their mind, but they also kind of exist for real. And they come back and they end up repeating the same thing over and over again in a different way.
Right.
Like, I think about that sometimes because my life... now, like if you think about your life right now, it's totally different than it was like 7 years ago even. You're like a different person, and I was thinking about it, I was like, what if I'm dead? Because my life's been really good lately, and I was like, maybe I'm just dead. And I was like, what if I'm dead? And this isn't even... And then I was like, well, if I'm dead, it's still just as real. It doesn't really fucking matter. And then I just started to fucking spiral. And I was like, am I schizophrenic? Are these the thoughts of a schizophrenic person?
I think you just suck down the jewel as hard as possible.
And that's how you get lung disease.
Yeah. And then you really do die.
And then you really do die.
At least a tumor.
Yeah.
No, that's the whole idea of it. Like, well, one of the things I don't know if I read this or they were talking about it on, maybe I was watching something. They were talking about if you really there's no objective reality.
Yeah.
And I know that we're getting very heady with this. There's everything that you're seeing. There's no constant in reality. There's no...
It's all your perspective.
It's all your perspective.
Yeah.
So you're always seeing things with whatever history you have. So even right now, like we're recording this, and there's a jar. There's a red jar right there. Even as we're all looking at that, that's pretty basic. It's just a red jar. But we're all bringing our own experiences into looking at that jar.
Yeah.
Like, so even if it's off by a minute little decimal, it's not the same reality as Andy's experiencing and you're experiencing right now. That's why it's so strange, and that's why they have so many of those philosophical ideas of like, hey, the only thing that exists is whatever's in your eye path that you're looking at right now. The minute that you go away, that goes away, it goes away, it doesn't exist anymore. Yeah. There's all these different things.
You know what fucked me up this morning? I was watching Interstellar. It was just on while I was doing my stretches.
That's like the 5D movie. It like talks about
the part where they go to explore the new inhabitable planet, and it's going an hour down here is 7 years for our ship. So, like, they go down there to explore. They go down for 3 hours. They come back. It's 21 years later for that guy. And he's... dude, I almost cried. The guy comes, he's like, you've been gone for so long. He's been up there 21 years by himself on the ship.
Oh, my
because
God.
of the relativity of time. And I was like, that's insane.
Yeah,
that
true.
blew my mind.
Yeah, because all these exoplanets they're finding tons of planets that the human race could inhabit. But they have a thing, the Goldilocks zone, where it has to be a certain amount from the star, all these different things where it's like it has to have carbon, it has to have whatever it is. And some of the places, they have different time frames. They have different years. They have different, everything's set up and everything. So time would go differently there. You would age differently there. Everything would be completely fucking different. The gravity's different there on a lot of these places. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if it's little, it's still, that's what they say. The guys who go up to the International Space Station and they come down, they age differently up there. I think you age better up there than you do down here.
Huh.
Okay, so why don't we go?
I know. Well, you have $6 billion?
That's where we should all go. That's where the entertainment industry should live.
They're probably trying to do that. They're probably trying to make like some kind of inhabitable colony or something in space, or that would take... Like you just build something.
Can I get just a mud mask from up there? Just anything. Like, that would be great.
Just a Brita filter from the space station?
Yeah, anything.
Some kind of Avita product from the space station.
You know why? Because fucking Chernobyl didn't happen up there.
No, it didn't, but just give Trump some time. He has the Space Force. He'll put some nuclear weapons in there.
God damn it.
Well, this is... you're right.
Segue.
Great segue.
Yeah.
Very lofty conversation to a very lofty concept of a movie, which Rosebud will be defending here today. Rosebud, do you want to introduce your movie for us?
Yeah, it's Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Versus Shawnee?
True Romance.
And I just want to say that I picked both of these movies, so I love them both.
No, we always give our guests the option of, like, what do you love? What is your style?
Yeah.
So, I am definitely on the side of True Romance. I don't love Charlie Kaufman movies, and I don't love Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I don't, and I'll get into this more.
This is actually a main issue. I didn't know that you don't like Charlie Kaufman movies. I'm shocked.
I'm surprised you like him as much as you do.
I love them.
I think the writing is. I think it's so on its own, and it's so brilliant, and it's so weird. But it's also it's like weird without being fucking David Lynch.
Yeah,
I am not
I'll
a
give
fan
you
of.
that. Absolutely,
David Lynch is weird for the sake of being weird.
Agree.
Same.
Charlie Kaufman, weird, entertaining, relatable. Gets you. Eternal Sunshine. I'll talk about it as we talk about Eternal Sunshine. But the time of your life when you saw it, there was a huge thing in my life that happened. Not a huge thing. It was a relationship thing, but I mean,
of course.
But that also dictates why I like that movie so much. But I also love the concept of that movie. I also think it's a harder thing to do to interject. But that is almost like a sci-fi concept into a romantic quasi comedy. I think it's hard to do. I think it's hard to do that without sounding too nerdy. I think it's hard to do that.
I wouldn't call Eternal Sunshine a comedy. I mean, I feel like
I would not either.
It's not a comedy, but it's not 100% drama. There's funny parts
moments in it, but I wouldn't.
I think it's mostly drama. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. It's not heavy drama. There's I think part of the plot brings an element of comedy to it. The fact that everybody, this is a spoiler of Eternal Sunshine. It's a 20-year-old movie, so if you haven't seen it, go check it out. The fact that they keep erasing each other's minds so they can forget each other, that's a comedy.
Oh,
anywhere else, any other people collaborating to do that movie, that's a goofy romantic comedy.
Yeah.
That's she thought she didn't know him.
Yeah.
He thought he didn't know her. Do you know what I mean?
You pitch it in the room and you're like, well, so these guys break up and then they decide. It's it could have been done so cheesy.
But they did it so just almost like you were almost like indie-ish feeling where it was like this.
It was definitely indie. It felt like
super indie. But that's why I mean that's why I made it. Also that's what I mean. That's where Charlie Kaufman comes in. It's a romantic. Okay. You put that in anybody else's hands, it comes off corny as fuck, and it didn't come off corny at all.
All right. Well,
there was real actual emotion in it. There was real, I
think there's real actual emotion in True Romance. It's a true romance.
Well, what's funny is before we started, Andy goes, we could team up True Romance versus Natural Born Killers because they're all kind of similar stories. They go, Andy, I wrote some back to them. I go, yeah, they were the same script.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Did you know that?
I knew they were both.
I didn't know that.
Tarantino wrote True Romance. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Originally, the idea was, and I think he even did it, a super long script where True Romance was the movie and the Natural Born Killers characters were their alter egos within the movie.
Oh.
That's what they dreamed. I told you that. I must have told you that.
I don't remember that.
I know 5 movie facts. And I tell everybody all the time.
You're like, those are my stock phrases.
You start going, I start to tune out.
Yeah. That's what he said. That's what his comeback was. I don't listen when you talk. That's what he said. But that's why we can't match them up because they're written by the same guy and whatever it is. But that's what's so cool about that. And then I think he chopped them up into 2 different screenplays. And then Oliver Stone got a hold of Romance.
Cartoony.
I mean, Oliver Stone got a hold of Natural Born Killers and fucked that up. And
Well, that's the thing is it would have been a much harder choice to make if Tarantino had actually directed True Romance.
Abso-friggin-lutely.
Definitely.
Yes. Well, because it would have been
3 hours.
It would have been so much better.
Well, no, now it would have been 3 hours. Back then it wouldn't have been because he would have had Sally Menke.
That's right.
I think we decided that might have been the reason that these movies are so long now because his editor died.
Yeah.
And he has carte blanche to do it. Think about if you're a new editor working with Tarantino and he's like, I want to make this movie 4 hours long. He's like, go for it, bro. Yeah. I just want to work for Tarantino.
Yeah.
These guys they get to do whatever they want after a while. But that's like you heard about The Irishman. I think we talked about it on here.
Yeah.
It's like 3.5 hours. It's going to be 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
But I'm like, hey, I'm on board. If it's good, I'm on board. Anyway, what I was going to say about this, you're right. If Tarantino directed this, I wouldn't be able to defend it as much right now.
Yeah.
I just think it's a better.
Well, you can't say that.
I would guess.
Say that. I couldn't. There's no way that Tarantino wouldn't have made that movie 1,000 times better than it was, and it's still one of my favorite movies. But the fact that like he kind of made it. Who was the guy that directed it?
Tony Scott.
Yeah, Tony Scott. He kind of made it. Like a little bit too romantic. There were moments where it was just like it was where the lighting was like so. I don't know.
It has some drippy moments with like the "You're So Cool" napkin.
He made it very 90s looking.
Yeah,
that's what he did.
He made it so popular for that time, and I feel like Tarantino has such a specific look, and such a specific vibe.
Even if you have what Tarantino's go-to was already was Reservoir Dogs, which he directed.
Yeah,
even that. Think about how 90s True Romance looked compared to Reservoir Dogs.
Well, Reservoir Dogs is kind of like you don't really know what time period it is.
Right, but that's what you
all
want.
Of his movies.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
I think it'd be so much cooler to have that effect on this movie. If they were just two people spanning time. We're spanning time together.
And I think Tarantino would have had like those moments of romantic, like the connection between those two characters. I feel like it wouldn't have been like, oh, this is a romantic moment right now. Like Tarantino would cover shit up. Even the most romantic moments in all of his movies, you're kind of like thinking about something else that's about to happen, and then something like hits you in the heart, and you're like, oh my god, that like got me. Even though there's like fucking bullets flying.
Yeah, I think it's still a very Tarantino-esque movie. I mean, he did write it, and it's still got like those great monologues, and it's still got those great scenes.
It does have the great monologues, but I would love to see what he would have done with that, like how he would have shot those great monologues.
All right, but we don't have that, so I mean, we're talking about the movie as it is versus Eternal Sunshine.
Right, that's true. But
so we're getting off course.
But what you're saying is, one last thing about that point though that's great is that you're right, because think about there's romance in Pulp Fiction between Travolta and Uma Thurman, but it's done under the duress of her having a freaking heroin overdose.
Right.
So, but there are emotions going on there, but you're concerned about her just surviving.
There's more than that in Pulp Fiction, though. Too. There's Bruce Willis, and
right, and it's done way more. That's what I'm saying. That has the same feel to me as like a
that relationship strikes me more closely in True Romance than True Romance is. It's like Love at First Sight kind of thing, Bonnie and Clyde-ish kind of,
right?
You know,
right.
That versus I like that better than the Eternal Sunshine love. Do you just love that love story? Does that make sense?
You like just like the movie, like unrealistic, like that's why you're watching it type of.
No. I like that kind of love story where it's like, you actually meet the person that you think you want to spend the rest of your life with, and you fall in love with, and you would do anything for. Which I can't remember Christian Slater's name in the movie. I know her, Alabama. Clarence in Alabama. He gets all her stuff from the pimp played by
Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman.
Because he thought it was white boy today.
Which is so great. First of all, better cast in True Romance than Eternal Sunshine.
No.
I don't
know about that. No.
Really? Dennis Hopper?
No.
Gary Oldman? Clarence?
I'll tell you what trumps it.
Christopher Walken.
I'll tell you what trumps it. Eternal Sunshine is the
James
best.
Gandolfini.
Let him talk. Okay. Oh no, he's right. Better cast.
It's a great cast.
Yeah, Jim Carrey. It's Jim Carrey.
To me,
Winslet. All right.
My personal opinion, Kate Winslet, the best thing she's done is Eternal Sunshine.
Okay, but that doesn't make her better.
But it's not the best movie that all those other people have done.
If you're talking about star power, you've got a better cast for sure. But I think that Eternal Sunshine was perfectly cast. I don't think anybody could have played that shit better than they did.
Mark Ruffalo was good in his role.
Mark Ruffalo was great.
Perfect.
I think people are
Fred Wilkinson. What's his name? Tom Wilkinson was great.
Tom Wilkinson was fantastic. I also here's the other thing.
Even Kirsten Dunst, because people kind of got sick.
The point that he was making about he likes that kind of movie better, that kind of like romance better. I understand what you're talking about because it is totally unrealistic because that movie is like a guy's version of it's a guy's fantasy of a woman. Like it's not a realistic portrayal of a woman at all. And I get it. Like I understand that she needs to be that.
Yeah,
like,
but that wasn't the point I was trying to make.
No, but that's why I think on a certain level you might, not to speak for you, but I think that is part of what people like. They go, oh, she's like the Madonna whore, right? She's a prostitute, but she's only been a prostitute for 3 days, and he's her third customer.
And basically, Andy's saying he wants his woman in the kitchen or in the bedroom.
You guys really took the wrong part.
I'm kidding. I don't think you
I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying,
I meant the genesis of their,
it's such a Hollywood portrayal of a woman.
Yeah,
she's absolutely right.
Whereas,
that's Tarantino's portrayal of a woman, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure. All pretty much across the board. But
yes, but the point I'm trying to make is that it's not that type of woman.
Wait, I didn't finish my point. So the point that I was trying to make is that woman is more appealing, I think, to watch than when you watch like Clementine say to a man, look, I don't want to be somebody. Too many men think of me as a concept or somebody that's going to save them or somebody that is going to fix them, and I'm not that. I've never been that. And to hear a woman say that to you, you're kind of blowing the moment right now. You know what I mean? So I get it. Like, there's something about that. You can get swept up in that, in the story between Alabama and Clarence.
Yeah.
More so than you can get swept up in the one between Joel and Clementine.
It's more movie magic.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's what I think you're trying to say. The first sight, but they're both first sight. But one of them is a little bit more grounded in reality than the other one. So they're both there. When they first meet up, they kind of fall for each other. Even if they don't know what's happening, they're in Eternal Sunshine, they're falling for each other.
Right.
And like, because she's like, they know something. Like, it's almost like they know something's up, and they're like, she gets closer to him in the train and all that.
And it gives, and Eternal Sunshine has somewhere to go because it starts off grounded in reality, and then it goes so far from reality.
Right.
Whereas True Romance starts from a place of like, okay, to like, whoa, it doesn't really go. It's already kind of unbelievable. So then it goes to,
and it turns out
which is fine,
which is movies.
Yeah.
Right. No, that's what I mean by movie magic. Like, you're saying, you said it yourself, the love at first sight thing. That's you like that type of relationship better. That's not what not that you're saying it has to be that type of woman. You want, but I'm saying I know what you mean.
That's not my only argument for why I think it's a better picture.
What is your other argument?
Well, cast, one thing. I think it's
a great cast. I think it's one of the reasons that Gandolfini that he kept going.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons he probably got Sopranos, right? Didn't you tell me that?
It's got to, because it's super. It's almost identical to the Tony Soprano character.
And it's a brutal scene. It's a brutal scene.
Yeah.
Where it's almost upsetting. It's upsetting to watch.
Yeah.
Like, you can't watch it.
Just for me, personally, there's more memorable things about True Romance that I like, and I would go back to so much more than Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. For me. I know you guys think differently, but like Dennis Hopper, one of the greatest scenes of his career is that monologue, that story, the interview with him and Christopher Walken. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
that's a strong point.
You know what? Christopher is a great cameo.
As the
mafia boss, plays the character of the dad. He just plays that character perfectly.
Yeah.
It's one, but here's the thing, man.
Brad Pitt. We forgot Brad Pitt's in it too.
I'm going to disappoint you right now when I say this. The rest of the movie doesn't live up to how good that scene kind of makes the movie.
Yeah, okay, but
nothing. It doesn't match up.
What you say that means that scene?
Eternal Sunshine solid throughout.
You don't think True Romance is solid throughout?
That scene is so good. And the writing of it is so good. And like even you go on the emotional level in that scene of like, this guy knows he's going to die. He wants to die
where
quick.
Would you put that scene then?
I don't think it's solid throughout, but I also don't think that's. I think it's because Tarantino didn't direct it. That's why.
I don't know. I disagree. I think it's solid throughout. You have a great story structure of True Romance where Eternal Sunshine is all over the fucking map.
Yeah, but you still get it though. It's not losing you.
It's not all over the map. It
kind of lost me.
No,
I don't love it.
It's got a crazy good structure, especially considering the fact that he's able to go the places that he goes with it.
Well, even there's a tiny twist where they're starting off. You don't know where they're starting off. The point they start off at isn't where you think they're starting off at. When they meet on the train or whatever it was, right? That takes place. I forgot the time period. At the end, pretty much. Yeah, so it's like. You don't realize that's what's happening. You think him crying in the car is the same thing as what you saw in the first. Like they fuck with the timelines
when he decides to get off work and go to Montauk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that you think that's because of a different timeline.
And he's talking about how like he's going to Montauk and he's like, I don't know what it is. I feel anxious all the time. I feel like I'm not living my life to the fullest every day. I'm constantly anxious. Like I'm not making the most of every single moment that I'm alive. And with the life that I'm given, and he doesn't even know that he's like searching for her. Right,
that's kind of a cool concept. The whole idea of having that uncertainty is because you haven't found the person that you love. Like that's another true love movie magic sentiment, you know, where it's like, I like that. You're right, and that's right. He's uneasy because he hasn't found her. They have to find each other in order to be balanced out.
Or just
the yin and yang situation.
Yeah, it's like you can't erase your own fucking karma. Like if that's like the lesson that your soul wants to learn, you're going to find that lesson over and over and over again, even if it is a different person. Because like we'll date the same person over and over and over again in our lives, trying to fix something that happened with like the last person, which is really trying to fix our childhood. But that's a whole other thing. But like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we do this because, and that's what I liked about it, is that there's a spiritual lesson to it that goes beyond just like the romantic
straight up story.
You know what I mean? I love movies that have to do with your soul journey when you're here, whatever that means.
Sure.
You know, and I
think that's cool too.
I think Eternal Sunshine does that, where it's like it's about more than just connecting with one person. It's about repeating karma, not learning our lesson, repeating it again, because we're and not learning our lesson because we're unwilling to feel the feelings that go along with that lesson.
Sure.
You know?
I 100% agree. I just think that as a whole, I think what you're saying, like, I'm not saying that I don't enjoy the movie True Romance. I do enjoy the movie True Romance, but on a whole, as far as the whole movie goes, I'd rather watch Eternal Sunshine. Like, I'd rather sit down and watch Eternal Sunshine. When I watch True Romance, I want to watch certain scenes in the True Romance.
Interesting, because for me, I like the whole thing through. It's got a love story, then it's kind of got the action, then it's got the chase, then it's got the drug deal, and then it's got the comedy. I think it checks off a lot of boxes for me. It's got the acting.
It's got that like comic book kind of cool.
Yeah, which is very Tarantino.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got Brad Pitt on the couch.
I guess this one's just going to come down to user's choice. Yeah, it's got a
Brad Pitt,
Michael Rappaport.
One of the first things that he did was that, right?
Balky Bartakamos.
Yes, who's great in it. He plays like wasn't like the whole coke thing with him?
Yeah, he plays the assistant to what's the actor's name? God
Alan
damn.
Something.
Yeah.
Now Alan is his name in Family Man, but his real name might be Alan. I forget his name. He's great. He's in Buster Scruggs too.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. But
the last one.
you know, and you go through all of that, and you've got the one through line is they want to live happily ever after, and they achieve it.
Yeah, but you're also like. You're also not caring as much because the way that everything, all that was happening was because it was a sheer accident.
Oh, right, yeah, but
everything was an accident. There wasn't the whole reason they're on the run is an accident, right?
Yeah, he accidentally thought that her luggage was in it.
Her clothes.
Yeah.
So they're being chased for no good reason. And he goes, your son, fuckhead that he is, left his driver's license in the dead man's hand.
God, go watch the eggplant scene over and over.
I mean, I love any kind of like. There's something about True Romance that is fully just. It's the most badass love story, and that's what I like about it. It's just it makes it look like just the idea of like two lovers on the run is fucking exciting and sexy, and it's just sexier than Eternal Sunshine. Way sexier.
Definitely sexier.
Oh, sure, definitely sexier.
And you watch it and you're like, Jesus Christ! Like I gotta find somebody who's gonna fuck up my life. You know what I mean? Like fuck this. Like
I want this like outlaws
soul connection. Like I want to fucking rip shit up with somebody.
Well, I'll tell you, we're not gonna do it. But if you did match up that with Natural Born Killers, I would take True Romance tenfold.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Natural Born Killers is a goddamn cartoon.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but look what I said. It's based on the same idea, and there's two different executions. That's
I've never
Oliver
heard
Stone.
That before.
What?
I've never heard that before.
What?
Well, they're both.
You're
based,
saying,
they're both based off Bonnie and Clyde. They're both
right, of course.
Fuck
And
yeah.
Bonnie and Clyde's a great movie. Bonnie and Clyde's a great movie.
I was obsessed. I had a full obsession with Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh, see, I think it's very interesting. You must you like that idea.
I love that
of
idea.
A couple on the run.
Yeah, I love the idea of a couple blowing up the world.
Yeah.
Together. There's something about that's so sexy to me. They're just ruining their lives together.
What about Fight Club? Did you like Fight Club?
I loved Fight Club.
I say same type of idea.
Yeah.
I
knew
love
that you would
Fight
say
Club.
that because they're the same.
Dude, you got to watch Raising Arizona.
Oh, you got to watch Raising Arizona. You love it. You'll love it.
Yeah, is it the same kind of thing?
Yeah.
That was the original pair that I came up with. It was True Romance. When you said, do you love True Romance? I said, maybe do Raising Arizona because it's a different kind of love story. A very unique twist. Coen Brothers. My favorite Coen Brothers movie. But I thought it would have been a good matchup.
I'll tell you another reason I love Eternal
All
Sunshine.
for naught.
Because I don't... all for naught.
I don't even, it's so funny because even talking about True Romance for a second, I just forget that Eternal Sunshine exists. It's so hard for me to...
Oh, that's a win in my book.
It's kind
you might have given it to him, you
get
fucking
so,
asshole.
you get
That's
so
a
excited.
win. Winner, winner.
You get
chicken
so
partner.
excited. I named my dog after Alabama Witness.
But don't you have another dog named Charlie?
Yeah, but he was just...
Not
that
after
was just the
Kaufman.
first name I thought
Not
of.
after Kaufman. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
didn't-
You just gave him the win.
I didn't know there was a win.
Well,
You
there's
guys
not
didn't
really
tell
a
the
win.
rules.
There's not a win. There's not a
Except
win.
there was a win. All right, would you call... No.
There's not a win. You wouldn't name your dog...
Alabama's a great name for a dog.
But Clementine is her name, and that's a good name for a dog, too. Clementine.
Yeah, Alabama was better.
Bama, though. You can go Bama.
Yeah, Bama was the
Well,
best.
that's what you said. You called her Bama.
Yeah. Because when I got her, I kept being like, "You're so cool." I was like, "You're so cool."
Dude,
And then
how
I
many
was like-
times you've written out on a napkin? Have you
did-
done it? I've done it. I've sat just... I've done it and written it myself just to see what it looked like.
And giving it to yourself?
So sad. You shouldn't have said that. That's something you should keep to yourself.
I gave it to a girl in college. We were sitting...
Did she get it? Was she like, "I don't get this"?
I don't think she got it.
Yeah.
But did
She wasn't
she
for
enjoy
you.
it?
Huh?
Did she enjoy it?
She just gave me a thumbs up. Like,
Oh God, that's a shitty movie. Can you imagine?
dude, the best.
We've all
Dude,
been
I
there,
was with
though.
DePaulo one time. We were just sitting around. We were in the green room. He goes, "Fiore, want to see me get in a fight with my wife?" She'd texted him, "Love you, 3 big hearts, 3 big paper hearts." He goes, "You want to see me get in a fight with my wife?" He just texted back, "Thumbs up." Which is the biggest fuck you. Like, I love you so much. 3 hearts. I love you. Great.
Yeah, Fiore's like, "You're so cool." She's like, "You got it, bud." Okay, have fun with that.
That really is such a fun.
That's a good place to wrap it up.
Yeah, I was going to say,
You just fucking handed it right over.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right. I'm just kidding.
But they were both my choice, so I feel like I won either way.
That's true.
It was a great, good matchup. I
Well,
enjoyed
we're all
it.
going to get taken over by artificial intelligence anyway.
I will. It's been a while since I've seen Eternal Sunshine, so maybe I'll watch it again and maybe I'll
Give it
feel
another
differently.
chance.
I'm basing it off of like if I
It's been years since I've seen it.
watch
Yeah.
it again. It's great. It's a great. And this is like, oh, I didn't bring it up. I had the one girl that I was in love with in my life. We broke up right when that movie
Right,
came out,
right.
And I saw it like right at the
Horrendous.
crux of when we broke up.
Oh, it's gonna kill
And I was
you.
like, oh my god, I wish I could do this. Like that's the thing. If you're
Yeah.
in the middle of a breakup and you watch that movie, you're like, oh my god, I wish I could do this.
Oh my God, yeah.
I totally wish I could do this. So that's why for years and years it always stuck out because
Sure.
it was it hit that raw nerve
Dude,
at the exact moment.
Since my breakup, I've thought so many times, like, I wish I could fucking die just to win the argument. Like, just, you know what I mean? Just to
Well,
be like,
keep smoking those jewels,
just
Rosebud.
just so that the next girl has to compete with a dead chick.
That's funny.
You know
that
what
might
I
be a
mean?
bit. That might be a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to compare bits here, but yeah. Rosebud, plug all your crap. Now, what do you have? What do you plug
Comes out
yourself?
tomorrow.
I'm going to be at JFL 42 in
Yeah, that's a
Toronto from the 19th through the 24th. I'll be co-headlining there with Corinne Fisher, who is my co-host of our podcast, Two Less Lonely Girls. And then I'm going to be... and then you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Rosebud Baker.
Awesome.
Great.
Andrew... likable / lovable Fiore.
I'm going to be in the city this weekend at the Comedy Cellar, and then I have some new road dates I just added. We had to take down some So Long Hartford, City Steam.
Yeah.
Adios. Rest in peace.
I don't know why they just didn't give that club over to the comics of that town. They should just, it's a good room. Just
I used to always enjoy that club, but I have some New England stuff coming up. I just added Funny Bone in Nebraska for November. AndyFiore.com for all my dates and tour info, and the Raw Report on SiriusXM. If you guys are subscribers, I don't know why you wouldn't be at this point. Every Thursday at 4 p.m. live. We had a great show this week with Ryan Hamilton and Bill Hader. I mean, where are you going to get content like that?
Yeah, get Bill Hader for the podcast.
You know? So please check that out. It's on demand and on your app. And Andy Fiore for all my Instagrams.
Cool. I am at Shoney Time on Instagram and Twitter. That's SEANYTIME. And
Irish.
And I will be at the Big Hunt in Washington, D.C. tonight, because it comes out Friday night and Saturday night for 2 shows. I think there's an 8 and a 10. So come on out. It's a really cool venue. It's it reminds me of the Cellar because they have like a bar restaurant that they turned into a comedy club in the basement, and they pack it out, and there's a bunch of good comics on the show. So come on out and check it out, and check out my show on SiriusXM. It's called Celebrate. We do it once a month. It's on the app, and have yourself a laugh. Thank you guys so much for doing this. Andy, what else?
I was just going to say, please tweet at us at Defend Your Movie. You guys have been great lately. A lot of interaction.
It's amazing.
And me and Shawnee always write back. So ask us your questions. Suggest your movie matchups. We had we had a fan-based show last week, so we do listen to you guys.
Yeah, at Defend Your Movie, or you can email us, defendyourmovie@gmail.com. I've been trying to write back to these.
Tweet first.
Well, tweet. And then if you get lonely, email at night at 3 a.m.
But thank you so much, Defenders. I love it every week. It's a great pleasure in my life, and it's so nice to see you guys interacting and appreciating what we do, because it's really just joy for us.
Yeah.
He's back to lovable.
He's so lovable.
Yeah.
Totally redeemed yourself.
Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Rose. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out.
Thanks for having me. This is
problem.
fun.
And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.